Hi YouTube, it's Shanely here, and I'm really excited about today's video because this is actually the first requested video on my channel. I've had actually a couple different people reach out to me on YouTube, on Facebook, and to my Gmail account asking me to talk about budgeting. And I think that that's such a great request because it definitely is so important to budget before even thinking about opening credit cards and all of these other things that I've been talking about on my channel. You know, I have a lot of friends that are in their 30s or approaching their 30s who haven't been budgeting. That's crazy to me. It's like, you know, you gotta start now. And there's really some good reasons why budgeting is super important and so helpful. After I talk about some of those reasons, I'll kind of jump into what budgeting is and what it looks like and what it feels like. So let's go ahead and start by talking about why budgeting is important in the first place. A budget will give you a clear picture of your financial situation so that you can live within your means. You always want to be spending less money than the amount of money that you're bringing in. A budget shows you exactly how much you can afford to spend on everything, down to the last dollar. Another really good thing that I like about budgets is that it helps me to prioritize my spending. So I think about it kind of like how I go through my closet like every spring. I might have 3 or 4 different dresses in my closet that I like, you know, but I can't keep them all in there. I only have space for 2. So that's kind of the same thinking that happens when I'm going through my budget. I'm thinking, okay, I only have space for 2 things that I want to do in entertainment this month. You know, what are they going to be? Do I really have to go to the movies with my friends to see this movie that I don't even really want to see? Or do I want to spend my money going to this museum exhibit that's opening that I'm so much more excited about? How do I want to spend my money? You're going to have to tell yourself there's going to be some sacrifices that I'm going to make, and I have to be okay with that because I'm committed to saving money and to budgeting wisely so that I'm never going to be in a position where I either don't know where the heck my money went or where I don't have enough money to get something that I really needed to get that I didn't expect. And that's really hard, especially for young people. I think we don't necessarily think ahead as much as we should. I think now that I'm kind of entering my later 20s, now people are starting to say, oh snap, you know, soon enough, I'm really gonna need to have money for things that I want, like a car or a house. And what was I doing all these years not saving money? Because now I want these things and they're so expensive and I don't have any money saved for them. So how do you get started with a budget? I would say that there's 3 main areas that you really want to allocate money towards each month. The first one is going to be fixed expenses. Fixed expenses are going to include things that really don't change much from month to month, like your cell phone bill, your groceries, your rent, to make sure that all of those things are listed down in your budget and that you allocate 50% of your money to that category. I'm sure there's gonna be some things here that you pay every month that you do not need. And I know it's hard to deal with the reality of the situation, but if you are in a financial rut, then you need to be honest with yourself and say, okay, I'm gonna have to sacrifice for a couple months, maybe even a whole year, where I'm not doing all of these things that I want to be doing because I prioritize something else that I find to be more important. The next category that I like to allocate money towards is future goals and financial goals. So that includes things like paying down credit card debt, saving for a house one day, investing money in my retirement. These financial goals and future goals are going to vary obviously from person to person. So think about, you know, what would your specific future goals and financial goals be that you would include in your budget. So a lot of people say that you should spend 20% of your money that you're bringing in each month on your future goals / financial goals category. But I personally think that you need to be spending 30% of the money that you bring in on this. Saving for the future is much more important than spending money right now. That's just my own belief system within me. I like to travel. I like to do a lot of those things right now. And so in order to kind of leverage that, what I do is I use my credit card's rewards points to fly, to collect miles so that I can go places for free. So I find different ways to still do the things that I love to do without necessarily having to take it out of my cash and my income that I'm bringing in. If you want a new laptop, or if you want a new bike, or if you want a new dress, or you want new shoes, it's so easy to take the money that you're earning every month and to just go and spend it it on those things. But really, you just have to kind of remind yourself of your priorities. Do I absolutely need that pair of shoes when I have 2 other pairs of shoes in my closet that are the same color and the same style? No. So this idea of like buying new things that you want, you kind of have to shift your mindset a little bit and start to sacrifice on certain things and say, I don't really need to buy that. I want it and I think it's cool, but I can sacrifice that. So the last category that I have is called flexible spending. And so this is where, you know, you can make a little wiggle room to get that clutch if you really want it, or those shoes if you really want them, or a new bike or what have you. Flexible spending is going to include the day-to-day expenses that you have, like shopping or gas or entertainment. And these are things that like they're gonna change every month. Shopping is not entertainment. Like you should shop when you need to purchase something that is a necessity for you, right? You know, things in your household that you really need to have, or items in your wardrobe that you absolutely need. A winter coat. If you don't have a winter coat, don't freeze your behind off because you're trying to save money for your future. You need a coat right now. So obviously, like, think through things logically. Like, if you need a coat, go ahead and put that in your flexible spending, but don't go buying 2-3 different types of fur coats a year because you think it's fly and fabulous. You should generally not be going over 20% of your total income on flexible spending. Again, some people think that you should put 20% of your money towards your future goals and financial goals and put 30% of your money towards flexible spending. I personally disagree with that. I already talked to you guys a little bit about like my own philosophy about what's more important now, or the present time or the future. Say, for example, if you think, oh no, I'm gonna save a little bit for the future, but I live in the now. I need to have more money to do the things that I want to do now. I'm never gonna be this young again, blah, blah, blah. Whatever your reasoning is, like, if that is how you think, great. Then what you wanna do is you wanna switch the 20 and the 30%. I suggest that you download an app that you really like. So try some of them out first to see which one kind of matches your personality. If you're super like anal retentive, you're gonna want to try an app like YNAB, YNAB, which stands for you need a budget. With that one, you can literally type in every single expense that you have. I personally love to use mint.com, and I'm gonna put the link in the description box below to these different resources. So check all of these things out, try them out, see which one you feel is best for your personality and for your financial situation, and then just keep using it, because honestly, it's all about consistency when it comes to budgeting. It's all about commitment, and it's all about just discipline. If you pick something and you stick to it, you are going to be successful. Whew, okay, that's a wrap for this video request about budgeting. I know that it can be a lot to hear people talk about your money and what you should do with it and where you should put it, but feel free to take the things that you liked from this video and implement them in what you're doing. And if you didn't like some of the things in the video, then go ahead and disregard them. This should be for you to improve yourself in ways that you want to, and ways that you find useful and helpful. If you have any questions or any comments, or if you want more resources aside from the ones that are put in the description box below, then please, please, please feel free to reach out to me, comment, message me, email me at MissBeHelpful@gmail.com. That's all I've got for you guys. Peace.